Hey everyone. So now that it's me, Kia, sorry, from at Peace Arts. So now that your glass, either mason jar or wine glass or mug or whatever you have is cured, it's been about a day or so, should be nice and dry. You now want to think through how to seal it. And so, because if you get this in water, the paint will literally just come off. So you want to try to make sure that you haven't touched it too much, because if your oils are in there, sometimes that stops the sealant. So I have a little bit of sealant in here. You kind of dip your either medium brush or your small brush right into the sealant, kind of scrape it off on the side here. And you're just going to go through your glass and just get that sealant. You can either just get it onto the design, or yeah, see, there's probably some oil in there. I saw that oil on my fingers. And it was a thin layer of paint too. So you can either go right on the design, or if you're like, I don't feel like doing this design all over again, you can just take your brush and go wide, broad strokes across. Oop. Wide, broad strokes across the whole thing. This is probably what happens if your design, no, not probably. This is what happens if your design either has oil under it, so just be really careful. Or if it's not fully dry. So I'm glad you got to see that. If it's not fully dry, or you've been touching it a lot, the oil may not, from your fingers, our fingers all have oils in them, might not let it stay. But if that is the case and that happens, it's okay. Don't worry about it. This is what you can do. You can let that dry. I'm going to see if I can do it without it. You can let it dry. Yeah, you can still do it without it. Now you'll have to seal this again, what you've already sealed. And see how I'm kind of just dabbing it in? If this were dry, I could go right over it, but because it's not, I have to kind of dab it. But this is, again, why you definitely want to make sure your masterpiece is totally dry before you go in. I almost put my brush in my coffee mug. Okay, because as you see, these didn't move, but this was a really thin layer. So you just want to be careful there. You can also do this with a sponge, and I would suggest only going over it one time. Don't try to go over it multiple times, because that will get the paint to kind of move around. And then once it dries, the first layer, you can seal it again with another layer of the sealant. And if you run out, which you shouldn't, and you want to do more glasses, this is the Ceram Coat sealant or varnish that I've been using for the glasses. So it's from Ceram Coat, Delta Creative. Okay, so let that dry, and then you can go back over it again with another coat of varnish. All right, thank you so much for creating with us. Come visit us at peacearts.com or on Facebook or Instagram under @peacearts.